UMass Lowell Hockey Riverhawks with a game Saturday afternoon this weekend. A 4 o'clock start. Princeton in town, a member of the ECAC. Joining us now, the head coach of your Riverhawks, Norm Bazin. Norm, first, welcome.
Thank you, Bob.
And secondly, before we look to the weekend ahead, let's look back to Sunday night. An 8-goal outburst for this hockey club. The hat trick for Riley Wetmore, a couple of goals for Joe Pendenza. I know when you and I have talked at times, we said, boy, when that first goal comes, the dam may burst. That may have been the case on Sunday night.
No question, and we were very pleased with the outcome, and certainly when the guys can chip in and get out of some of their funks, it's a bonus.
I was thrilled for Riley Wetmore to get the first hat trick in a couple of years for the Riverhawks. Thrilled because he's been playing well enough in recent weeks to earn a night such as that. He's been playing terrific hockey, goals or no goals.
No question. He's been playing hard hockey. He's been playing honest. It's nice to see him get rewarded with some goals and like I said, get out of some of the doldrum that he was feeling and the frustration that he may have been experiencing. However, now he came out of it, and hopefully he can keep going.
Joe Pendenza with a couple of goals, one of them shorthanded on a breakaway, and I enjoyed that because as many moves as I'd seen Pendenza make over the 3 seasons or 2.5 seasons that he's been here, I'd never seen him go to the backhand and roof it in that fashion. It was a pretty goal.
There was a pretty goal. Any goal on shorthanded is fairly nice, but when it comes off a breakaway, it's even nicer.
One guy who didn't score a goal, but I thought had a terrific night, and I want to talk about him, is Shane Thompson. I thought he created havoc in the offensive zone. Plays that he made led directly to a couple of goals, and he doesn't get the headlines because he wasn't a goal scorer, but boy, I thought he had a terrific Sunday.
Yeah, he chipped in with 2 or 3 helpers, and I thought he was a factor in the game, and certainly I think he's been playing well as of late, and he has been on the puck, and he's certainly good at forecheck, and he's good at pursuing the puck on the defensive side of things, but to see him break out offensively is really good for us.
I know when I've talked to him at times, he's not so much this year, but in the past, trying to figure out what his role is. It seems that he understands what his role is, and he's doing it well.
No question. I think you bring up a very good point. He understands what his role is, and certainly how to do it on every given night, because he's been very consistent this year. He's probably been one of the more consistent forwards we've had up front in whatever role he's cast for that game, and usually that's a role in the fourth line, a big part in the penalty kill. And this week, obviously, he was put with the second unit and did very well there.
And I think that one of the points when we talk about an 8-goal game, when we talk about any hockey game, yeah, goal scorers and goaltenders usually get the headlines, but usually if you're winning, it's a team effort. It's 4 lines, 3 defense pairs, and your goaltender, and the support from your teammates during the week at practice.
Yeah, no, it's a big part of it's a process, and certainly that's the byproduct is winning a hockey game and getting goals to show for it. However, I thought it was a good week of practice, and so far this week it's been decent also. The guys have a heavy academic load this week, preparing for Thanksgiving and turning a lot of papers in and exams. So it's been tedious from the academic standpoint, but they've been doing a good job, and they're fresh for hockey come Saturday.
We talked in the past about wanting to see improvement each weekend. While I talk about Sunday, the weekend was 2 games, a win and a loss. Overall on the weekend, did you see improvement in a number of areas?
Well, I did see a number of areas. Obviously, when you score a few goals, everything seems to go even better. I thought our rush offense was stronger. I thought our puck possession time was better than it has been the last couple of games previous to that. There's still a few areas that we'd like to clamp up on, and we're trying to do that this week here in practice.
In looking at the impacts of Sunday's game, one thing I noted was the attitude very different at Monday's practice. I guess a win and 8 goals, and it lifts the weight off everybody's shoulder. It seemed, while certainly people worked hard at practice and were enthusiastic as they always are, you also catch little bits of humor. It just changes the mood around a club.
Yeah, it certainly does. It's amazing what a goal outburst can do for the morale. And there's no question that guys are a little lighter. They're feeling good about themselves, and that's very important in hockey. Confidence goes a long ways.
All right, now I saw you today in practice with a spray paint can in hand, doing some painting on the ice. What was that all about?
Well, we're just emphasizing the graded area, and it's very important for our guys to realize most of all the goals are scored from that area. So we're just emphasizing that area and making sure that they realize how important it is to have second and third efforts in that area. And on the flip side, to have a lot of net traffic in front of the opposing goalie. So we're just, I guess, starting a lot of drills this week from that area, since it's such an important area in hockey.
This weekend, Saturday, Princeton is the opponent. It's a team that we haven't seen in a couple of years. We haven't fared well against them in recent years. They've won the last 3 in a row. What concerns you about Princeton, or is, again, as you often answer, it's about us, not about the opponent?
Well, I've got an opportunity to watch them now, and I am always more concerned about our team than the opposition. However, I do feel they've got good rush offense, or our rush defense is going to have to be very strong. They've got excellent special teams. Their power play is at 25% currently, and we do have to do a good job on the penalty kill. So those 2 areas, I guess, are very big strengths of theirs. So we'll try to do a good job defending those areas and hopefully come out with a win.
A couple of goals on Sunday were 5-on-3 situations, that goals against us. During the week, does a team get an opportunity to work on trying to kill off 5-on-3s, or is that typically something that isn't practiced a lot?
Well, you don't focus on it enough, probably. However, it used to be where you didn't see 5-on-3s very often. It seems, though, that this year there's a lot more 5-on-3s for whatever reason. So officials are, I guess, not intimidated to tack on another penalty, no matter what the infraction. So we got to be aware of that and adjust accordingly, and that's what we're doing this week, and we're working a lot on 5-on-3.
Penalty killing special teams, do you consider 4-on-4 a special teams situation, or a unique situation? Because I know we work on power play, penalty kill. I don't know if typically teams work on 4-on-4s. I, as an observer of the game, do consider it a different situation than purely even strength.
Yeah, it's a unique situation, but it's obviously not an odd man situation. You do practice it. It's a little bit different a situation, but it's certainly non-typical compared to the 5-on-4s and the 5-on-3s that do happen out there.
All right, and finally, as we get ready for Princeton, what are the points of emphasis?
Well, we're going to have that same compete level as we had last game, and special team plays such a big part, and third rush defense is going to be a huge part of the game, simply because they're so tenacious on the offense that we'll have to do a good job in that area.
All right, Norm, I thank you very much for your time. While people will see this after Thanksgiving, at the moment it's before Thanksgiving, so let me wish you a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Well, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to you.